Today, I'm Rick. I'm going to talk about meme stocks. It's a term that we've all started hearing. But before I talk about that, I'm going to have to give you a little background on what got this phenomenon started, the theory behind how a meme stock works or doesn't work, and if it's something that you think you might want to get into. So imagine this. Imagine selling something that you don't own, replacing it what you sold before the owner knew it was gone, and you made some money off it. That's kind of what a short sale is. And the reason I'm talking about short sales is because short sales is what pushed the whole meme stock forward. A short sale is basically someone would be borrowing shares from a broker without buying them, selling them at a price. Say you knew the stock was at $40 and you thought it was going to go down. So you borrowed those shares from the broker, sold them to the open market, and then when the price dropped, you bought them back and returned them. So that's what a short sale is. And it sounds like it's illegal, but it is legal to do. I researched this through an article in Reuters by Johnson and Prentice. To make it a little more easy to understand, maybe put it into a concept that most of us could understand is, okay, imagine you're at the mall food court and you're with a friend. They came over like, hey, look, I just bought this brand new iPhone, cost me $1,000. It's still in the box, it's unlocked iPhone. And then you say, hey, let me check it out. So you're looking at it, they get up and leave. Then somebody else comes over and says, hey, is that the new iPhone? And you go, yeah, I'll give you $1,400 for it. And you're thinking, well, the Apple store is right across the aisle. Sure, here you go. They give you $1,400 cash. They take off with the phone. You go over to the Apple store, buy another one for $1,000. Your friend comes back. You hand them the phone. They never know the difference. That's kind of what a short sale of stocks are. So there were a bunch of brokers and investment firms out there that knew some of the brick and mortar stores due to COVID were having trouble. GameStop, AMC, Virgin Galactic, what else was there? Drawing a blank here. Clover Health, for one, Bed Bath & Beyond. They were all going to have trouble because of the pandemic and all the closures. So these investors and group were going to short sale these stocks. Some people heard about this and they said, we don't want that to happen. And so through Reddit, which is Matthew Fox of Business Insider posted an article about this. He said that they put it out there and they said, let's prevent this from happening. We don't want these businesses to go out of business from these big investment brokers pushing the set price of the stock down. So people jumped on it and they started buying the stock. Typically prior to 2021, this was known as a short squeeze. In other words, somebody was going to short the stock and a whole bunch of people got together and squeezed the short person out of the market by buying it. Michael Mahoney from Wall Street Journal describes this thoroughly and also talks about how Reddit was used, the social media app Reddit was used to make this not happen. So what happened is this information went out there across the internet and they called it a meme stock. Meme, by the way, if you thought meme was a term of the internet, it's not. Richard Dawkins, who wrote a book called The Selfish Gene back in 1976, coined the term to describe what genes do by imitating other genes. So this is kind of what happened with Reddit. People imitated what this one group of people said to buy, so people bought the stock. GameStop was at $14 on January of 2021. The next day after the Reddit information went out, the stock went from $14 to $38. The following week, it was at $154. The week after that, it hit over $300. AMC went from $6 to $17. Bed Bath & Beyond from $18 to $54 overnight. Virgin Galactic from $24 to $58. I got all this historical data on what the prices were from Yahoo Finance. So meme stock was really, the information was driven by people sharing this on the social media, and they pushed the price up really with no good business backing or business information or financial information. They caused the price to go up, which is what the short squeeze I talked about earlier was. So a short sale of stock is the process of selling something you don't own at a high price, buying it back at a low price, and returning it before to the brokerage firm before whoever actually owned the stock knew it happened. And yes, it is legal to do that. I know it sounds shaky. Again, meme stocks, meme is not an expression from the internet, came back from 1976 from a biologist that was talking about genes. Meme stocks were created by social media, primarily Reddit. Can you make money on meme stocks? Yes, you can. Can you make a lot of money? Yes, you can. Is there risk involved? Most definitely. So I totally suggest that you never trade any stocks unless it's money that you can afford to be without. If there's any questions?
What got you like interested in stocks, like to even write a speech about it?
Back in 2008, when the market was kind of hitting its rise. Well, my father used to invest in stocks, and he kind of got me looking at it a long time ago, but I never really started getting interested in stocks until 2008 because the markets were so good. Unfortunately, right after I got interested, and I made a little bit of money because it was still headed up, but right around that time is we had a big crash and everything. So that's where I found out and learned about short selling. So short selling is a way to make some money, and I made a little bit of money that way. Kind of got away from market for a little while because of life and things like that. It was just got too busy with other things. But over the past maybe 4 or 5 years, I've done pretty well in the market because the market's been overall pretty good. And when meme stocks came out, when they first came out, I was actually in one of them prior to becoming a meme stock. So I did pretty good on that one. But then I made a little bit of money off of GameStop, AMC. I lost a little bit of money on GameStop as well because as it kept going up, I'm like, okay, I'll grab a little more. And then all of a sudden it dropped a little. But I made more than I lost, which is a good thing.
Thank you.